Alright, in this video, we will be dealing with more twin flame information, asking the angel cards, archangel cards. I'll be giving the answers. But I really want y'all to check out a video that I'm getting ready to do on real life and metaphysics. That's the name of the channel. About when the vertex crosses in the 8th house, which that means you're going to meet a soulmate. You're going to meet a soulmate who's going to use sexual transformation. But I want to be dealing with the difference between lunar reincarnation, moon reincarnation, and solar ascension. That will be at some point in the video, so you're going to want to watch that, because a lot of people, this is new. When a lot of people get into it, they're like, wow, I thought this was twin flame. Now we're talking about reincarnation. This is so much to understand. I don't really understand. So I want to just do it all on that video. Well, what is the difference between living over and over again through reincarnation or totally ascending and going really back to source, one with source? So you can check that on that. It'll be called it'll be about the vertex cross in the 8th house, sexual transformation, your soulmate, sexual transformation. I will be working on that video, so it'll be online sometime Sunday, July 30th, or Monday, July 31st. And here is the video, and all the introductions and welcome and all that'll be when you're about to hear it. Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm Get, your host. Now, you are looking at a twin flames natal chart, because I did that analysis of the natal charts, I should say plural. And the gentleman wanted to follow up with Archangel questions. So that's what we're going to do. Now, while I was doing shuffling, it just appeared one card. Was trying to make itself known, but I tend to, it just depends. But this time I wanted to ignore it. And then the one card fell, and I didn't know if it was the same card or not, but I chose not to look at that card, but to reshuffle it back into the deck. But if it does come up, now, then I know they're talking to me. Because sometimes they could be talking to me, they could be talking to the person who card is being shuffled, they could be talking to the other person. So I like to be more specific. So I thank the Archangels. Everybody has been petitioned, so the Archangels have been invited. And I thank them. Now I will say this. Well, let me just look at give me a couple of seconds, because we're gonna make sure. Alright. We're gonna get rid of this one. Because we will remember that Sandalphon came up a lot. When we asked last time, we used the angel card readings to answer something we didn't know, so they gave us the correct information. So we know Sandalphon came up a lot, so that's that Pisces energy. And ironically, I was just talking to a Pisces on the telephone this morning. So the moon came up with Haniel. Aquarius came up as well with Uriel. So we'll refer back to these as we take readings to see if there's any significance. We'll go right in with the first question. All right. Now, anytime I see, because he has two questions, so just to make it one question and the second question, you can't read it as one question because it could be confusing when you give an answer. So give me a second. I'm going to take care of that. I'll be back. Two cards. First card, Ariel. And Ariel is also the first house of the zodiac. Corresponds with the sign Aries. She says, spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. Second card, Indigo and Crystal Children. This is Metatron or Virgo. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And I think the card that kept showing up was the Nurturing card, which is Gabriel or the Moon. And it's similar to the Indigo and Crystal Child. See, at the end of the day, 11 is always going to be the couple number because 1 and 1 breaks down to 2. 29 breaks down to 11, breaks down to 2, which is the couple number, as well as the sensitive number. So Ariel on her chart is Libra, or maybe not. It's Scorpio. Her first house is Scorpio. But you do see the 29 there with Lilith. Well, if you think about what I said on the video I did, I told you whenever you see Sagittarius, that's a more stable time period with the twin flames union, which means that Gemini or third house can imply a time when they're not really they're somewhat destabilized or a little immature. When you see Sagittarius, it means it's a more stable time period of the twin flame union. And you have Virgo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 2-9 is 11. And if you notice, in her 11th house is Virgo, which is that card. Metatron is Virgo. And he's saying Indigo children and Crystal children. And then they're talking about her. They're definitely talking about her because she's in Aries. And that's why Ariel came out. So again, whenever you want to know the answer to numbers, you just look it up on the web. You got angeltherapy.com. They'll tell you numerology for 3 digits. Joanne Scribe's Sacred Angel Numbers. She'll give you up to 4 digits. If you want Gematria or Hebrew definitions of numerology, you can use Bill Hydrich. And I believe all that information is in a free form that everybody receives. But it seems like they're telling you that she's an indigo or crystal child, and they're sensitive, so you really need patience, eye contact. You have to seem to be sincere. And everybody, it's just good to know what a twin flames relationship is. Twin flame union. There are stages. One of the main stages of a twin flame union is actually separation. And that's the stage that can really be tough to deal with. But the more we understand, the better equipped we are to deal with it. And as you can see, Virgo is in her 6th house, which is healing. The 6th house represents Metatron or Virgo. So, like I said, whenever they give answers, these Archangel cards, they usually take you right back to your natal chart. This is why everybody should have their natal chart to get answers. See, sometimes people don't know when to tell it. Like they might find out that they and their twins are twins, but they're scared to tell them. And some people, say, "Oh, I'll let the universe tell them," and this and that. But that's a question for the ant. Like in this case, they're saying, make sure they know, tell them the timing is right, it's perfect. So I guess it'd be good to ask the angels when to tell them and things. But once they're aware of it, the universe can work on them, and it's easier for the angels to get through all the stuff that's going on with that person. And once it enters their consciousness, yeah, they might rebel, they might run, but you got to trust the angels to really work on that person. And you got to make sure you're growing spiritually too, working on yourself. Give me a moment. Okay, so like I said, you said what action or action is seeing of these two numbers encouraging him to take? Well, they're letting you know that she's an indigo, but it's still a crystal child, and it is still could be a still couple situation because the couple number is number 2, which both those numbers break down to. But you would have to learn again about twin flame situation and about indigos. You can't be scared of it because they're gonna indigo or crystal child is gonna amplify the energy you put out. So if you're nervous, they're not gonna open up to you. If you're doubtful, they're not gonna open up to you. If you're frustrated, like anything you do, they're going to amplify it. Because that's how my twin was. And it's not a situation where you could mess up. Because in my case, I didn't even know she was my twin. But it's not a case where you could mess up and say, okay, I'll go up to him and talk to him. Because they won't. Once you mess up, they'll amplify that. And you'll try to talk to them, they won't talk to you. Or they'll keep saying really like stupid stuff or disrespectful stuff. Like they really mirror you at the end of the day. And then the more frustrated you get, the more they get like anything to really put you through hell. But what they're doing is they're playing off your emotions and stuff. They're taking your energy and they're amplifying it and they send it back. It's like an image and they send it back to you. So the more you get mad at them, the more they're gonna do shit. And then if you say F that, this is stupid, and you just try to get on with your life, then the universe and that person will try to get back in your life. It's like running and chasing. It could be very frustrating. But the best thing, anybody listening, the best thing to do is just try not to show impatience with people, or try not, because you can't get away from them. Because I really believe if I just ignore people, they'll leave me the hell alone. But unfortunately, the more I ignored them, the more they went out of their way to get up in my life. But it's just the universe. The universe trying to break all these barriers we've put up. Well, I say I put up. I'm speaking. Can only speak first person. Just from all the pain I've been through and stuff. So I got all these barriers that the universe is trying to break down. But see, I've been doing this for decades. So that I get challenged by the universe. So I start to challenge them. But they'll listen though. It's like before you could just call it, like before I didn't know about archangels and all that, or angel cards or spirit, but I didn't know about God. I knew about Christianity. So same thing, I would challenge God, like I just like Moses. Just like on the Grox one tried to tell people, you gotta learn how to challenge it. See, people think it's gonna be easy, but the more you think you're just gonna sit back and a preacher's gonna do it, or you're gonna sit back and the universe or something. No, you gotta become proactive, and that's what I'm trying to teach you. Because even the Grox one told you that. And even he used the same analogy I did when Moses had to really stand up to God. You got it like there was no way I was gonna heal. I'm sick as I don't know what. Got all these diseases. When I say disease, I'm talking like high blood pressure, diabetes. Those are diseases. You can call them sickness. You can call them what you want. And you just got too much. There's no way I'm gonna have the energy or the positivity to deal with the situation. And so the universe is trying its best. Then they finally realize, you could even say in my later readings, they're like, this guy really, he can't. And like I said, if you're sick or whatever, she's gonna magnify whatever you are. That your twin is going to magnify that. It's not like she's gonna look at you as to say, "How can I help this guy?" She wants you magnify. And the only time she'll try is when she sees you're really saying like, "Fuck this," like I'm through. This is some stupid shit, and you try to move on with your life, and then she'll try to get back in or something. But even then, it's still. But they were really expecting me to like, because I'm talking about through the angel card readings too. They were really expecting me to like, oh, just have more energy and be more positive and stop being so uptight and shit. But it was like, dude, first off, I'm sick as hell, and everybody know it. And second off, like I didn't even understand this shit. And third off, like I was cool, I was cool the way I was. So why the hell am I gonna do all it? I done did this so many times. It's pitiful. So I was coming from that energy, but you can't blame a person because it's only so many times you're gonna keep giving 100 and getting some BS back, and you're gonna say, man, I really don't need this in my life. And if you really understand this life, it is about dealing with what you would call imperfections. Wherever you go, it's about dealing with imperfections. So if you're an earth angel or something else, and you're higher up on frequencies of vibrations, and you're just used to doing it right or trying to do it right the first time, you're gonna have a problem on this planet. That's what happened to Job. That's what happened to Job and Joseph. These are people that they really want to do the right thing, and a lot of people rather just look good, but they just want they're not trying to really be perfect or nothing. So you gotta learn how. It's just a lot of stuff you gotta learn. All right, give me a moment. What we're gonna try to do is go into the second question. Just give me a moment. So that was your answer. The actions you would be taking at that time is learning more about the stages of a twin flame relationship, learn more about indigo children, crystal children. You can usually ask those questions right in a search engine. I usually use Yahoo search, but I'm sure if you ask YouTube, there would be videos on it. All right, so we're gonna break these questions down first, and then we'll answer them. I'll be back. Dear Archangels, how does he know if the signs he is seeing are from good sources or evil sources? All I'm starting to feel the Archangels more. So, because I haven't done the cards in a while, I'm all over the place. So that's good. It just everything just take a little while. Cause like I said, I had to increase my medication I was taking. So it is what it is. But you just slow down. What you do is just slow down. It's like when you watch some kung fu movies and they put the blindfold on a guy. He's got to learn how to trust the spirit world, not just his five senses. He's got to learn how to just trust the spirit world. So that's all. All right, first card. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So again, that's Haniel. This is like the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is all about intuition and the inner you. So if you're trusting that voice, see, like I'll give you one scripture. Isaiah 45:6-7. God basically says everything comes from me. So we're on a journey, but at the end of the day, anything good comes from God, anything evil comes from God. And I know people teach differently, but I'm just staying in harmony with the Bible. So for us, something's evil and horrible and things, but for God, He's in charge of everything. Bottom line, He's still God. And in the Gnostic, I think it's the book of Matthew. In the Gnostic, Jesus is in a cave sitting on Mary's lap. He's just a little baby. And all these beasts start coming in that cave, but they come to meet Jesus. And the people are terrified. But this is the first time Jesus walks. He's on Mary's lap, but he jumps down. They didn't even know that little baby could walk or talk. And he walked up to those beasts and started petting them and talking to them. So, and then even in the book of Psalms, it tells you that the beast will praise the Lord as well. So to us, something is more a bit horrible and blah blah blah. But to God, God creates all things. So we have to make sure we understand that. Not to use it as an excuse, but we also have to realize that God may use a situation that we view a certain way, but it may, by us viewing it that way, we may not get the progress we need. We may not get the benefits we need from that situation. So that's why she said, Haniel is saying, trust in your instinct, in your intuition. Second card, all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to, with hidden blessings, and you will soon understand. And this is Scorpio. And I think that we learned a lot about Scorpio from your chart. So you have Scorpio in your fourth house. And Scorpio is her ascendant. Next card, Chamuel. Says career transition. This is Taurus. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. And that's what he is in the 10th house. So we already went over saying you would be with this person. So they're both agreeing. Haniel and Chamuel are both talking about career, but in your career sector, it's her. And we already talked about Virgo, Capricorn in your sixth house, which is stabilizing the situation. And then her moon sign is Taurus. So just like Ariel pointed out her sun sign, Chamuel is pointing out her moon sign, and Haniel is connected to the moon too. And then both the sun and the moon are in your Taurus in your 10th house. So the archangels are being very precise, like I keep telling people. If you get your natal chart, this is why you get the archangel cards, because they're going to point you back to your natal chart. So what they're basically trying to tell you is everything he said, Jeremiah, so everything is happening as it's supposed to. Like everything is going the way it should. So it wouldn't be wise to just try to do it on your own and say fuck it, or get frustrated because everything is going the way it should be going according to their world. So essentially, they answered both your questions. Because the next question, in case I didn't read it, was how come he can't do just what he wants and disregard the signs? And that's why they did what they did. Like I keep trying to tell people, they keep going right back to his natal chart. Your natal chart is your blueprint. See, you gotta remember, we're all punch drunk. See, we're third dimensional drunk. It's like you get drunk and you're hanging out, but now you're like drunk. People are taking advantage of you. They're playing you out, but in your mind, hey man, they're having a good time. Is the way it is, man. And they could take you outside, rob you, leave you naked, piss all over you and stuff. You laying there, and all that time you was just having a good time. I'm just partying, man. Hey, rock on. And then when you wake up, you're like, oh man, I got a hangover. What the fuck happened? Where's my money? Where's my car? Ah. And the chick you was kissing on that night, you were, oh man, that chick was ugly. What the fuck was I thinking? Oh man, I'm not doing this again. Fuck it. Then the next week you're doing the same thing because you're bar drunk. Not this person, but anybody. So that's what basically it's saying. I'm just giving it to you in a more realistic way. They're saying they're helping. This is your purpose. You need the signs because they're going to show you, and that's why the whole thing is either learn how to read the signs, or go to somebody who knows how to read the signs and stuff like that. It's simply put. All right, I'm gonna break these questions and I'll be back. All right, now you ask a question. Who is this guardian angel? So you go. I put the web link I went to is angelspaths.blogspot.com, and if tell you a guardian angel based on your birth date, yours will be has il. He is one of the 72 angels bearing the mystical name of God Shem Ham Foray. Well, if you want to learn more. And the picture I have, I don't know how old it is. Alright, give me a second. And I'm putting this all on the form that I'll send back to you. So that's your guardian angel. So now we're at the archangels. Archangels, who are his angels? Okay, so we asked who are your angels, but before we turn these cards, it's like 5 or 6 cards. We want to remember because Samuel came out when asked about the time. He came out like about 4 times, so definitely Sandalphon. So if I said Samuel or whatever, I meant Sandalphon, Pisces. Again, Pisces is in your 8th house, and your ascendant is in your 1st house. Yeah, well, your east point is in your 12th house, which is Pisces. And there's a priest, Vesta. All right. Then you got Pisces, Mercury at 22 on your chart, on her chart. So that's Samuel working, and he's basically trying to, not Samuel, that's Sandalphon working, and he's trying to tell you if you take her out and have fun with her, because that's what indigos want. Like but even if you do all that, like I'm just being honest, because I know a guy, him and his twin got together, they had great sex. She said that was the best time she had in her life, but she still left and went into separation. And he said before he met his twin, he said he was like a womanizer. He said he slept with a lot of women. He said after he met his twin, he said he couldn't get even after she left, he said he couldn't get no women to sleep with him. He said even if he tried to pay him. This is all universal stuff. And it's not going to drive you crazy. Like, it's only if you let it drive you crazy, but it's not. It's just universal stuff. So Gemini came out. This is at Kyle. He says teaching and learning, keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. So wherever you see Gemini, and as you see that's your true North Node and it's healing. So that's Sandalphon or that's Kyle. Next card. Metatron, again with chakra clearing, corresponds with Virgo. Next card is Jophiel, Libra. Clean up your clutter. Metatron says, call upon me to clear and all right, Jophiel. 7th house Libra. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's her moon sign. And of course, her moon sign is going to connect to your moon sign, both Taurus. Because your moon sign is almost on the border of both those, moon and Pisces. So you see a lot of Xenophon. You see a lot of Pisces trying to work it out with Pisces and Taurus trying to work it out. Then there's Aries again. She's telling you to be courage. Jophiel is telling you to clean your clutter and use Feng Shui. Ariel is telling you to have courage. Next card is Uriel, which is the 11th house. Give me a moment. Uriel rules Aquarius. Ariel is telling you to have courage. Alright, give me a moment. And then the final card for this is Raguel of Sagittarius. Because I told you Sagittarius is the more stable aspect of it. So claircognizance says pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you for their answered prayers. And then Raguel says divine order, but he corresponds with Sagittarius. Divine order. And that was 6 cards. All right. So we got Xenophon, Zachiel, Metatron, Jophiel, Ariel, Uranus, Raguel. Give me a second. So we're going to look Sagittarius over. that's where your vertex crosses for a significant meeting. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in that your 5th house ruled by Leo, because there's definitely going to be a Leo connection there. And if you notice, both your Sagittarius have a connection with Neptune and Uranus. So they're letting you know that you could talk to your twin through astral planning or thought process, even dreams and stuff. And notice that that's really like Shamuel. Raguel can help you with that, and I think so. So can Neptune, Pisces, because that helps you with telepathy in your dreams. So it definitely is a sanifying thing. All right, I'm gonna put this on pause. I'll be back. Dear Archangels, how does he connect with his angels? I'll be back with the answers. First card is Uriel. Uriel says you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So I'm just putting this information down. So in other words, use your intuition. And last time you asked, who are your angels? Uriel showed up and said claircognizance. And that card says, pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So you can use your extrasensory perceptive powers, use your intuition. These are some of the ways you can connect with your angels. And that is your true north node, is the 11th house. Your 11th house, so that is your purpose. And that 11th house concerns people, friends, association, groups, and communications, might even be education, and also healing. And your 11th house connects back to your 10th house through the moon. So you would go back to your video I did and go back over that 11th house, because that tells you what your purpose is. And also it's in that house that your relationship, and it connects to the Taurus in your career path. So it's definitely a person or a purpose with that person. See what happens. This is the crazy thing, and I have to, because I'm trying to keep it to the point. But I saw a movie a long time ago where a man dressed up like a woman, like an older woman. So he knew a woman, and of course she thought she was talking to an older woman. And this woman goes into how she wished the man would just walk up and say to her, blah, 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 blah. And this is how real it's going to get. So you really got to pay attention. Because he was already in love with her. He was already, wait. He was trying to figure out how could he get close to her. So now he knew, because she thought she was talking to an older woman, older lady, and she's actually talking to the man who was in love with her. So he figured out, now I know what to do. So he walked her. He had it to perfection. She walked to her, slow, focused, sincere, humble, and he said exactly what she said. How I wish the man would just walk up to me and say this, and he did. He said it exactly the way, everything. She looked at him and smacked the shit out of him and walked away. So that's third dimension, because we're gonna keep fighting our purpose. So it really boils down to whether we believe it or not, because that's what it's gonna boil down to. But I've come to realize that if you really believe it, you'll be working with your angels and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't, because like I said, they're busy. They got jobs in third dimension. They're really busy, and they think this is gonna be easy, but it's not. And then some people pick and choose, but this is something you really have to be dedicated to. And your planet Uranus is in your fifth house, will ruled by Leo, and the Sagittarius there, which always is when the relationship begins to get more stabilized. And with her Uranus is the same way, and that's why they're telling you about ESPN. That's why they're telling you about extrasensory perceptive gifts, not ESP and ESP, because you two can communicate to each other through dreams. You're doing it through the fifth, number five. The fifth is any type of travel, which can include telepathy, dreams, and Neptune and Uranus. Because even in numerology, number five can be Uranus. It's all about sudden travel, sudden impact, dreams. And then Sagittarius is about dreams. So, like, it's like people get more and more into it. And the spirit realm is supernatural, because they've been trying to get me to be more like that. And I'm like, no. Because I try to be logical and somewhat conservative. But they want you to just feel it and go. So that's what it boils down to. Like, more trust in them and more trust in the spirit world and less trust in the mental. And each person got to make their choice. Next card, moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestation, and capitalize upon these cycles. So you got to really learn your moon cycles. I actually have a video on moon cycles and things, and I believe it's on a free report that you should have already received, but I believe it's also in the description box. So these are your moon cycles, and it's Haniel, because she's the high priestess, and the high priestess works with the moon cycles. And then that card has the doves all around it. So I have another video about the esoteric, the doves, and the moon cycle. And I think you can still find in those locations I already mentioned. And just to show you how that works, I know one night I was minding my own business, and that's when all them kids came back. That was like around the same week. Like a week later, they had started vandalizing the cars, like taking airs out of tires. But I heard a lot of kids. I heard a lot of cars going by, and that dog, the white dog, was barking. So that's the only reason why I came outside. When I came outside, it was this beautiful blood moon. So something's weird because I wouldn't even have been out there. And it's almost like a full moon. It was a moon right before the new moon. Because there was another moon that came, but I don't think this was another moon. I forget what that moon was. Yeah, it might have been a full moon, but now it was waning, whatever. But it was right after that. So now I'm standing out there because I know my neighborhood. Other than this stuff going through, it's a relatively quiet neighborhood. And as I'm standing there, out of nowhere comes this female. And that's some weird shit. Because she wasn't even walking nowhere. But she definitely tried to walk where I was standing, so I started backing up. And then I acted like I was going in the house. But I was trying to find out why was she out there. And she really didn't have a place to go because she went to the edge of the corner and turned around and came back. And it wasn't like she was walking for her health or nothing like this. This was some weird shit. But that's what these moon cycles do, and horoscopes and astrologies and stuff like that. And then I went online to find out what that blood moon was, and sure enough, it was a lady that said this. It's just weird stuff. Because she was saying something about the sky being red or whatever. And that's why the moon was looking red. And just the other night, see, that was east. That was in the east. But the other night I was going west, and there was a lot of dark clouds. But in one area of the sky, towards the east, it was fusion, like the color fusion. But everything else was almost like dark clouds and stuff. Then another dude, when that moon became full, I don't know where this dude lives. He don't live in Jersey, but he saw the same thing I did, which I thought that was weird. This is how this shit is weird. But he said, yeah, I don't think this dude don't live nowhere around me. And he said, yeah, the moon was shining, mind his own business, nice clear sky. He said, and then this big cloud came out of nowhere and just covered the moon up. And that's exactly what happened. So I thought that was weird. So that's why I don't want to get off the subject, but we're in some type of holographic reality. Because how big can a cloud be that he saw it? He saw the same thing I did, but we don't live nowhere near each other at all. All right, third card, Angel Therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So they want you to talk to them more, and that's the Archangel Raphael. And again, you have your Archangel card deck. You can study more about them online. You can do YouTube videos. You can work with somebody who has an Archangel cards. So these are all the different ways you can connect. But the more you start talking to them, the more they'll be there. And I do have a video on the 15 Archangels. So you invest and your life becomes more involved with the angels. And like I said, that's a choice each person has to make. So when you say what is your mission in life, again, because Uriel already came, that takes you to your 11th house. It's Uranus. It rules it rules Aquarius. So when you go to your 11th house ruled by Uranus, that's your true north node. Looks like a horseshoe. That's your true north node. That's what you should be doing in this life. And we just explained it. And then when you go back to the whatever I said when I did your chart the first time, you should listen to that. And then if you notice, Aquarius is in your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house. And Aquarius is really the teacher, to make it nice and simple. So you definitely got a twin flame union teaching other people, but we've already said that as your business. So again, it's on the chart, but like it's not going to, like, I'll tell you what I know for a fact. They can bring your twin right to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what happened in that movie. He went right up to her, but then she smacked the shit out of him. But even if you understand the ways of a woman, some people stay with it. That's why some dudes are real good with women. Like it's really strange with women, but it's a lot of chemistry. But some dudes will walk up and for some strange ass reason, sure, like sometimes you see this like unbelievably beautiful female with this like unbelievably ugly guy, and like Joe Jackson said, "There's something going on around here. There's something going on around here." He's like, "Cause if my eyes don't deceive me, there's something going on." He said, "Pretty women." Said the dude looked like a gorilla and shit. Ha ha. Joe Jackson was one of my favorite back then, back in the day. So you don't never figure that out. But maybe you no, I don't even want to analyze it because it's something with the universe, it's something with chemistry, something that women just instinctively know. It might be some soul stuff. He might have been her son in a previous life. I don't know, but it's something that he got through, and it could be insecurity within herself where she says, "Well, he's not gonna leave me because don't nobody want him." It could be something like that. Who knows? It could be something maternal. A lot of times when a female like a thug, she thinks she can change him because it's maternal. And sometimes dudes just hang in there. They just keep coming back. So that's what turns her on, and he doesn't give up. Or he could actually have like a F you attitude. Like he may approach her and shit, and she may come off, because she knows she look good. She may come off a certain way. He might basically tell her, "Oh, you ain't shit. Like fuck you or some shit." Now all of a sudden they dating. I saw a dude beat the crap out this female. For real. Everybody was drunk. This is back in them teenage years. And we was all in the car. And she had just got finished telling us her whole life story, how father beat her up and abused her and stuff. And like I was a young dude, I was like, "Yo," I said, "We trying to party. Could you tone that serious stuff down? Cause my family ain't the nicest family in the world either. Not really. That's why I'm out here in the car drinking and stuff. Cause I'm trying to get away from my dysfunction. So I don't need to hear yours." So then this dude got in the car, and listen, he one of the realest dudes back then. He one of the realest dudes live, but he was high because at that time he was messing with some serious stuff. So he was on the chisel. So I don't know what the heck happened, but she said something to set that dude off, and he was punching that girl. Man, he used to punch me, and my stuff was swell up. This dude was not no joke. So I was like, "Yo, it's a girl you hitting." He was like, "So I don't give a." He was like, "I don't give a f and all that." He was hitting. I just dived in between both of them, and I took all them blows. He was fucking me up. I took all them blows. So then we got her home and stuff. And then when we seen him, I knew once he sobered up, he was going, because he wasn't a woman beater. I knew this dude. He was like class A act. He just was on some stuff. He felt real bad. And he's like, So I like, all right. So I went to the corner store. Like within that week, I went to the corner store, and guess who's coming out the corner store but him and her? They are now a couple. They are now a couple, hugged up and everything. He beat the shit out that chick. But now they're a couple. And if you think that's the first and only time I seen that, you crazy. Now, I'm not saying beat up the women and smack them around, but I know it's just how it go. I done seen chicks got cursed out when I was out playing my games, experimenting. I tried different shit. So, it's something there. So that's why I said it's on your chart, but the universe can bring you two together. But how you pull it off, I don't know. You got to figure that out. I mean, if you say, I'm gonna hang in there and don't give up, and eventually she'll realize I'm serious, or now I'm gonna get a little bit more firmer with her, and then maybe she'll be interested. I'm gonna get a little bit more firmer because that works sometimes. Or last but not least, if all of them don't work, just say, "Listen, boom, boom, boom. Here's the analysis. Here's the zodiac. Boom, boom, boom. Tell her the truth. This might be your life purpose. You might be, I'm not trying to say arrogant, but you might be walking past your purpose. So it is what it is. But either way, you got the answer for those questions. Because a lot of stuff the angels say, we ain't gonna believe them. Because I didn't. I was just angry. I was real angry when I first got into the Archangel stuff and everything they were saying. But for the mostly everything they say is true. Now you say you always have a choice. That's why I said it's up to you. It's a lot of people that are really loyal to the twin flame pain, and they really believe something's going to change. It's a lot of people that do things. They use crystals to connect with their twins. A lot of people stay out in nature, meditation. It's all kind of channels on YouTube to help you with your twin flame situation. That's why I say each person is different. Okay, so like I said, with the karma, in all fairness to the angels and to you, we already talked about all that was on your chart. Usually on your chart, when you see, because you got a lot of R's, when you see them retrogrades, that's stuff you need to work on. So I already went over all that, so you would definitely have to just find the time to listen to your charts, because that was all covered. And how you do it, like I used to always tell everybody, you got to slow it down, take notes, and then that's when you start knowing what you have to work on. Or you see karma in the past like this happen, so now you got to address that in this life, and you write it down. And then you just start setting goals. However you get spiritual help, through prayer or just asking, however you do it, that's what you would have to do to get the help to work on it. Alrighty, I'm going to go to your next question. I'm going to put this on hold. Dear Archangels, does his twin really love him? I'll be back with their answers. Three cards pulled. First card, oh, Samuel. It's so funny because something had fell and I couldn't reach it, so I started going to check. Because Samuel always gets it from me. I was like, Samuel. And then that's the very next card that came. So you definitely got your answer. Samuel says, Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. And Samuel is saying, yes, she does. And he is a Taurus, just to let you know that. It's funny. Nothing is accidental. Anybody listening to this, especially if you really with this intuitive walk, nothing is accidental. And I'm going to tell you over and over again, if you're lacking, it's because you ain't trusting. Just like a lot of people follow me, they know what I can do, see what I can do, but they stay third dimensional. Why? Because I don't come out here talking like no, oh, yes, right here. I talk real live from Jersey. I kept it because that's what God told me to do. So people are turned off by that. I'm very honest, very direct. People are turned off by that. But ain't nobody messing with this like I am. That's how I say. I'm not saying there's not a lot of good people out here, but if you just look around, if you just be honest. And everybody that knew me when I first came out, they know I'm a trendsetter. So it's what it is. It's not being boastful or bragging. You have to know your self-worth, because if you don't, this world we're in, this matrix and the people in it will play you out. And if you study your Bible, that's what happened to Prophet Joseph. If Joseph had let his brothers win, they already tried to physically kill him, but he would have been verbal abuse. He got beat up by his own brother. They tried to kill him, and he would have thought he didn't have any self-worth. Then when he got to Egypt, it was the same thing. Everybody telling him he ain't nothing, lying on him, throwing him in jail. So if he had believed any of that, he would have never got to the ultimate purpose that God has for him. So that's what I'm saying. I got to keep pushing despite people, but they're hurting themselves. Because I've had tons of people that said, oh, I was sleeping, I was listening to rock and roll, and then at 3 a.m. I woke up, I heard your voice, and you were talking exactly about what's going on in my... Okay, so if God directed you to me, why do you continue to stay in third dimensional? If I'm telling you what to do to get the same blessings I got, and I'm doing great, but you won't, because you stay third dimensional. You're worrying about this, you're worrying about that, you're cheap, you're worrying about that. So you got all this stuff going on, all this heavy baggage. Like, just to reiterate, yesterday I had money. I'm donating my money to the food center, to a Christian radio station, to this pastor that's always let me know what's going on in my life, and he's usually very accurate. But I'm donating money. Some guy sends me a gift. So I sent him a thank you. After I said thank you, he just started hitting my account up. And I was just taking the money he was sending and adding it to the money I was already sending out. And I've always been that way. You can be scared. Ain't nobody helping you because you ain't giving nothing. You cheap. You're stealing from a station like mine, a channel like mine. I say station because I've been on radio too. I've been on radio, TV, and now YouTube. You're stealing, and ain't never giving back. And you're wondering, where's my twin, or why is this in my life? Till you learn how to give and receive, the universe ain't giving you nothing because you didn't give nothing for them to give back. The church they're building up the street, I dropped a lot of money at that church. When my sister died, she left me money and her life insurance or something. I gave a lot of money to that church. And I didn't know what was happening to that church because they was always talking about rebuilding, and they never did. And the pastor was a little questionable because he was driving around in expensive cars and alligator shoes. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have gave it to her. But now they're working on that church. So I'm always going to be a part of that church because of that amount of money I gave to help with the renovation. And also, I used to always walk up the street. The church is right up top, and I would slide money up through the door, under the door, three or four times a week. Just walk up there and slide money through. So you keep thinking small-minded, third dimensional, and then you think the universe is going to do something big your way. Probably not. And that is thievery. So it's going to come back on you because it's bad karma because you're stealing. Obviously, you're here listening, so it's something here, but you ain't never giving back. So that's what's up. That's what's up. The more you give, the more you're going to get. And if you just believed in the universe, like my twin is fine because I don't believe in separation. We're all one. See, I'm not caught up on third dimensional. And for me, it was a real bad timing. But I know how the universe works. It's when you least expect it, that's when it comes. And I know why that happens. It's different universal laws. Because as much as people think his name is just spirit, no, he has a name. It's God, but he has his name. So any relationship you're having with spirit, at some point, you're crossing paths with God. Because it's not anything that happens that he doesn't know about. So sometimes you learn to just fall back and let the universe do its job. But you have to hold yourself accountable and just stop worrying about it. And if it's meant to be, it's not meant to be. But again, bottom line is it's 7 billion people on this planet. Now I have a friend. He knows who his twin is. I know who his twin is. Pretty much proved that. But now he met somebody new. Because him and his twin, they just couldn't connect. Different reasons. But now he's with a soulmate. Now we don't know. If we took the natal charts, maybe, because I've seen natal charts where it was so close. You could almost not tell. You got to really, because it's so close. It could almost go either way, but that's how it is with twin flames and soulmates. And sometimes you have a way better relationship with your soulmate than you ever did with your twin. And the reason why you're going to have a problem with your twin, because it's like two magnets. They're repelling. It's the energy is just so great. And see, like I said, when you get too caught up on this world, you got to get high. You got to have some drugs or whatever. Even if it might not be your fault. Because if you're born into a house where that's going on, you could become an addict. But the bottom line is you still got caught up in third dimensional. Because there are places, there's rehabs, there's people that fight it every day. So people make choices. But if you're going to stay in third dimensional, then you're going to get third dimensional results. Because as much as everybody tried to focus on me, my twin would also have to grow. She has to get to the point where she wants to walk with the spirit. She wants to know what her purpose is. And she wants to start to listen. Because she had trouble listening. But she's always pushing her way. So she will have to change and grow. So if I'll speak for myself. And apparently the guy I'm talking about, he made the same choice. Sometimes you got to use wisdom and move on. Because you can't stay in a dead-end situation. And that's why Samuel says, I am with you. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Now those words were chosen carefully. because sometimes you don't end up with your twin, but sometimes you do. So I always say give it your all for your twin, but then she's supposed to come back as well. That's any romantic. I'm talking from a male viewpoint. That's any romantic story in the world. Because I've been here long enough on this stank ass planet, and I've given. Just like I just got finished saying, the return has always been nowhere near the giving, ever. But God's always made sure I had exactly what I needed when I needed it, and I can't complain. So when you're talking about a twin flame, at some point, no matter what the situation is with that, if that's really your twin, especially if you let her know we're twins, if you don't understand it, there's plenty of information on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. It's up to her to look. I mean, it's not so much you could do. Now, if she's acting like my twin acts, then you're dealing with somebody that's not ready. It just hit 11011 on this audio. That's 1101. I see it all the time. So in conclusion, if she's not ready, that's how I looked at it. It wasn't gonna work anyway. Because I would have been more ready to stabilize and she wouldn't have been. And I can't be pulled back. See, before we'll leave, I'm going to do a video anyway about when your vertex cross is in your 8th house. Now that could be anybody, because that's a spiritual soulmate who came to help you change or transform through sex. That's usually what the vertex cross in the 8th house means. It could be any sign in the house, but that's what the cross itself, the vertex, means. But as you begin to learn more in life, that's 111 or 1111 rather. If you begin to learn more in life, you begin to fall back. You stop idolizing an idea, and that's why they spell it the same way. They spell idol almost the same way they spell ideal. Idea, IDEA, or ideal, like the perfect. See, that's the Neptune deception. Neptune makes you think everything's going to be perfect if Neptune is direct. Whereas Neptune retrograde will tell you, think a little bit, use your brain a little bit. And this is, you're dealing with your Pisces, the moon, emotions, subconscious. But again, not to put twin flames down. That's not my purpose. But my purpose is to also use a reality check. Because my twin was probably hoping, she wanted to see somebody busting for joy and making eye contact with her and all this stuff. And you know what? It's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But I've done that so many different times, and it's always the same result. So I didn't have it in me at that time. And I'm only beginning to get my Leo personality back. For the last several years or more, I've mostly been using my moon, my Capricorn sign. So your question about how she feels about you, well, Samuel gave you that answer. Next card to the same question. Healthy lifestyle. So Raphael keeps showing up. He's about health. So either your health is kind of poor, needs work, or hers. But some health is wrong. But also both of y'all got a lot of retrogrades. So that's why I say you really have to learn your natal chart. Because that said a lot. You just can't rush through it. That's why I said you have to take notes. Even if it don't make sense to you. That's where all your retrogrades are. Because it could be talking about a past life. So you might say, I don't know. I don't know her like that. I don't know about that. It might be your past life. That's what the R's mean. Retrograde. You got to get to know that chart because that's what they're working off of. And see, they're right. They're not trapped in third dimension. Your natal chart is not trapped in third dimension. The angels are not trapped in third dimension. We are. So in that sense, they have a right. We don't. Because like I said, had she not wanted to fight, had she not wanted to use her energy for war, it might have been the greatest lovemaking she ever had. Because this is something that's not third dimensional. But she wanted to stay in third dimensional. So she made a choice. Healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet. Get adequate rest and sleep. Exercise regularly for optimal health. And both of these cards got a lot of orange in it, which can mean prosperity. And I think we already went over that. Because your business. And then it's Samuel again. Peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. So the reason why you feel that orange is a prosperity of your business, because Taurus is in your business sector, and she's a Taurus. Her moon sign is Taurus, your sun sign, but basically your moon sign is also Taurus. And we just left a new moon when you contacted me, when both the sun and moon were in the sign of Leo, which I believe you also have a Leo in your chart, your ascendant. Dear Archangels, is she thinking about getting back together with him? I'll be back with their answers. And like I said, when you think about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, whether you believe it or not, let's just talk about it like it's a movie we saw or a story. It was people that day that yelled for him to be crucified and hated him, and they got caught up in the hype. But as time went on and God worked on those people's consciences or whatever, some of them repented. That's why you never know what is a person gonna do. Cause like I said, my twin led a slander campaign that was totally used against me, and just like any slander campaign, just like with Jesus, it picked up more and more people. So I got all these people hate me when I'm probably one of the most loving people, because I was in the building helping old people. Like one old lady, she was really nice. She really respected. She liked it. But this older guy or whatever, he was an asshole. Plus he was a racist, but nobody could see it because he was smiling in your face and stabbing you in your back. But I was still helping. I almost got fired trying to help him. But yet he never did the same for me. And so the more I was in that place, the more I could just see I would do something godly, and right away it would be met with racism. Like I would do something unselfish, and right away it would be met with racism. And that's why I was kind of glad, like at least I ain't got to work around these people no more. But it's going to be like that almost everywhere you go. And it's going to be damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because if you keep to yourself, they're going to say he's antisociable. If you try to work with them people, then they're going to just flip it on you. So this was the hell you had to live every day. Then you got somebody that should have been your love lying on you and setting you up, causing more and more people to watch you when you ain't doing nothing. But that's part of called spiritual warfare. So all you can do, for me personally, just tell the truth and keep it moving. You got to leave that up to God. And if those people are that wicked that they can't see the truth, then I'm just a real person. Why would you want to be with somebody like that? Like I said, this one person, they tried everything with the twin, and it was always ending in separation. No matter what they tried, it was always ending in a separation. Because as long as that twin is addicted to whatever, to third dimensional, to whatever she's convicted to, or connected to, as long as she's there, them two can't have it. And then, ironically, she's a Taurus as well. And they can sometimes be very stubborn. So it's only so much you can do. So that's why I'm saying that it's not easy. People are out here and they're running from me because I tell the truth. But people are out here because they're believing in some unbelievable idealism. And they think the love is going to be so great, and like two people meet and you turn into fire making love. All that stuff is silly. Twin flames is nothing like that. If you two get past all the BS, the third dimensional BS, all the healing that needs to be done, if you can just start talking to each other and moving, that's probably a fresh start. But it takes a lot of maturity and a lot of sacrifice, and you just have to realize if that's who you really should be. Just like somebody said, I knew I was going to be a dancer. I knew I was going to be a dancer. So they give it their all. So how can they wake up and know that's I knew I was going to be a dancer. They gave it their all. But then they know twin flame. They know that shit twin flame. But then you acting funny. Just like in other relationships. It's like people, they treat their relationship way less than other stuff. Like some people do so much for their boss, but won't do it for their own family or their own husband or wife or whoever. Same way with like people that are always in church. They'll do anything for the church, anything for the reverend, but then when their family or their husband asks them something, then they don't want to do it. So people have effed up mental mindsets. And it comes a time when a person is going to keep going through that, or they're not. And I say, when you understand universal law is give and receive. You can't always be giving, and not getting something back. And that goes for a relationship, that goes for anything. It comes a time when you realize this and that. And what happens with them people, because they chose to stay in third dimensional starts to eat them away, just like parasites. And that person that's an addict, they may get worse. Or they might finally have sex with the one person who got some type of disease or something. These things happen. But again, hold yourself accountable, do your utmost, but once it's done, put the trust in God and keep it moving. Because time is short. Nobody's living on this planet forever. The question was, is she thinking about getting back together with him? First card. Finally, I think this is the first time Sandalphon has shown up. He represents Pisces, and I just got finished talking about Pisces, the water sign. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. Next card is Raziel, the Leo. He says clairvoyance. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So Raziel, who is the ancient one, he's with ancient wisdom. He's a Leo. So he's going to help your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. And that's what Samuel just got finished telling you about real love. Peace is real love. And then Hanael, sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And she's out in nature. So you're always told to get out in nature. So both Hanael and Sandalphon had that royal color. With orange. So let me see something. Give me a moment. My browser's just moving real slow. Alright, so I'm going to show you the card. Hanael sensitivity. That card can deal with royal, anything that's royal, spiritual. Because I know when Sandalphon talks about gifts from God, these are spiritual gifts, and then he's talking about clairvoyance. So I think what they're trying to say is you could tap into her if you wanted to. Like, some people really take this shit really far. Because I know one time, like I said, I didn't even know it was a twin flame relationship, but I knew a lot of stuff about astrology and stuff, and I know about telepathy. And I know one time me and her did dream the same dream. As soon as she walked in, she looked right at me. And the weird stuff that I don't think a lot of y'all are listening. I had the same relationship with that same female. That's the same ethnic background as my twin. Me and that chick had the same type of like strange shit. And she lived right up the street from me. And I remember one time I just happened to go to the door and look out, and she was sitting on the grass and her back was to me. The moment I looked out that glass, she actually turned her neck, And then she's up the street. She turned her neck and looked all the way down in my direction. The exact moment I did that. So I got a lot of stuff like that. So like I said, this is why I know this is real powerful stuff. But if you really believe it, you just trust the universe. That's what I do. But I've been doing that for a long time. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not caught up in all of this. Because you could just lose focus. All right. So they're saying as you start to utilize your spiritual gifts and stuff, that's gonna make your relationship with her better because you'll be able to even talk to her through dreams and telepathy and stuff. All right, I'm gonna put this on block. I'm gonna put this on pause. All right, so like I said, you asked a question about good guys, bad guys. You asked that question a couple of times, so they gave you that answer. Basically, you got to start using your intuition, and like you'll already know. You'll already know. Like this is something a person is gonna have to commit to, if or not. It's totally up to the person. Cause I don't, I'm in America, so I'll keep it one. I'm on East Coast America, New Jersey, New York area, and I'm not saying New Jersey females are not known for like I guess it all depends on where you go, but they're not really known for like being the most romantic, support their men type of women. They're not, at least especially not my area. Like I just seen a situation, somebody contacted me. As soon as I saw a couple of things, I knew that that person was gonna be nothing but trouble, and that's exactly what she was. Just because I knew just what I saw, location and some other stuff. As soon as I saw, I knew that chick was gonna be nothing but trouble. But the real life is, it is possible to meet somebody and have a great relationship with them. And they, but but I'm still sure that if you did your natal chart, you would still be able to see why you guys hit it off. Because some guys go on, they leave America, or they get their wife from a foreign country and shit. And then those who stay married. So that's why you got to realize, don't let your view be so small. And when I say you, I mean anybody listening, because they get obsessed with twin flame, and that's something you really would have to want to really delve deep into. And in that sense, yeah, I agree with you. That might be the bad guy because you're getting too obsessed with the spirit realm to connect with this person. And the fact of the matter is, even if you two do connect, there's still a chance you're going into separation. So that's why you still would study. You have to study the stages of twin flame. Like I said, this guy that I'm talking about, he went back and forth with his twin for a nice period of time. Now he's finally kind of moving on, and now he's with somebody that seems to be a soulmate. At least that's what it looks like. So me, I'm totally against that. But I'm a different dude because I've been here long enough, and I'm not in my 20s or my 30s, so I know how this game is played. So like if you're a general and you've been in every type of war that could possibly be, this shit doesn't impress you no more. One of my favorite movies, I think it was Apocalypse Now. I think was it. Let me make sure. It was either Deer Hunter or Apocalypse Now. It might have been Deer Hunter, but that commanding officer was standing up while bombs was dropping all around him, and he was saying what he's going to do when he gets back to the state. In other words, he's out of the country, but he's telling his men what he's going to do when he gets back to the state. And somebody could say, "Why, you arrogant son of a? There's bombs dropping all around you. First off, you need to take cover. Second off, how dare you just assume that you're going to make it through this horrible situation?" But he had seen so much war that wasn't shit to him. It was like a day at the job. He wasn't trying to take cover. No, he was standing or walking around talking to the guys in the trenches about what he's going to do when he gets back to the States. He could care less about that. And believe me, that's the type of attitude you got to have. Because all kind of shit. I'm not saying you got to be a prick, but you got to have so much confidence in yourself and your goals and your dreams and what you've done. Because this planet ain't going to give you shit. Your own family might be your worst enemy, just like Jesus said in the Bible. This planet's not giving you shit. You got to know. You got to know when to move and what to do and when not to move and what not to associate with and who to associate with and who to cut off and who to let in. All this shit you got to do because it's a game. And you're right about the bad guys. You're actually asking a really good question because there's a lot of deception. So to me, that's what I call. But everybody's doing a job. Like I'm trying to tell you, that commanding officer knew that those people trying to kill him and his men, they were just doing their jobs. It wasn't personal. He wasn't even thinking about the war. He's thinking about getting back to Jersey. Or getting back to the States, I should say. He ain't thinking about these clowns. So I guess that's why I was reluctant. Because what's really good, what's really bad? Know how to play the game. And again, if you're giving 100% and the person keeps giving evil back, then either she's just way too immature or maybe she's one of the bad guys right now. Because a lot of soulmates and twin flames in a previous life they may have gotten along, a new life they may kill each other, and on and on and on. This is one big soul family. And that's why something will happen and you'll think it has nothing to do with something else that just happened, but it does. It's all one thing. It's all telling the story if you just start to watch and wake up your discernment. So your definition of a bad guy might be different from mine, but a bad guy to me is anybody trying to hold me back. I got other things to do on this planet besides love somebody that doesn't have the capacity to love me back. Why the fuck would I want that? Ever since I've been here, that's been a problem. I mean, I've had a couple of times I've been in love with somebody, but from my own family on down. This is a very selfish ass planet. It's on low level energy, and when I tell the truth, people hate me. It's not like I'm lying. Open up the newspaper. Go to Yahoo News and see how many parents have already killed their kids, or didn't know where the heck the kids are at. The kids missing, got murdered, or some other stuff. Go to the beach. No lifeguard, none. Did in the war. No. I know you're going. I don't care. You take this one with you too. So a 13-year-old and 11-year-old dead because they told an adult I'm going to the beach. And the adult knew there's no lifeguards down there after 5:30, and she let them go anyway. Now they're dead, both of them. These are just careless ass people that care more about other shit than their own fucking kids. Excuse me, I take back the word fucking. So when you realize that, and you realize the kind of low frequency you're on and vibrations and stuff, you think wisely. See, that's a bad guy. A bad guy is anybody that's gonna pull you away from a righteous course. That's a bad guy. That's an unrighteous person because they're trying to pull you away from a righteous course. Just like anybody talking about look at me, talk to me, all this idolatry, all this narcissism, all this vanity. That's why when you really read the Bible, right now I'm doing the book of Proverbs on my the spiritual channel, book of Proverbs, because it's all about that female. If you notice, that son, S-O-N, and that female. But then Solomon is the same person who wrote Ecclesiastics, and he starts talking about what? The wind and vanity. The wind and vanity. Because that's what's going to happen when you go after a vain person. They're vain. They're like the wind. So you have to understand the game you're in. And it was also Solomon said that why waste a lifetime building up an empire? Because the guy that comes after you might tear it all down. Now you're looking at everything Obama did. Then Trump came. He's trying to do the opposite. So you start to learn out what really matters. Guess what? If your bills are paid, that matters. If you can go outside and breathe some fresh air, that matters. If you're an ethnic person, if you can find a place to go where you don't have to worry about a racist trying to attack you one way or another, that's a beautiful thing. And if you're happy to find someone that you can actually go on a date with, that's not trying to get all inside your head and play games on you and all kind of stupid shit or take your kindness for weakness, that's a start. But I honestly believe it starts with you, Leo. Now, if I remember on the first one, I kept addressing you as Leo. But I'm doing that for a reason. Leo, you're a lion for a reason. And you have to decide. Or you can play the game. Well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe if I do that. And maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I tend to believe, because I know this world so well, that when I start to get my shit together, she's going to pop up. And she never left. I keep telling you, from that female that's on the street that I used to see all the time, So I went to the train station. It was a female down there that looked exactly like my, I mean, age and everything. She looked exactly like my twin. To the number 22, she never stopped, like the higher self or whatever you want to call it, never stops contacting me, ever. So I already know for a fact that if I did meet somebody and she's gonna, that twin's gonna pop up somehow. Just like one day I still remember her throwing keys. Because I would try talking to her, she wouldn't talk. Then I would stop talking to her. Then she would try to weasel her way back in. And then one time I was just having fun with another female, just cracking jokes and laughing. And that female got so mad, my twin, she took her keys and threw them up against the cubicle. And she wanted me to look up and make eye contact with her. Because she was a weirdo. That chick was weird. But I wouldn't make the eye contact. So first I was lifting my head up because I would always wear a baseball cap. I was lifting my head up, and I know if I kept lifting my head up, we was about to make eye contact, and I wouldn't do it. Because I didn't want to see, I knew that anger, because I knew she had a very wicked, mean, vindictive streak. So the universe has got to work on her too. Because you have like an evil twin and a good twin. Because you're asking about the good guys, bad guys. So I hope whatever I said just helped you. But you have to realize it's not so much you asking who's a good guy or bad guy. It's more like you growing up to be that Leo that you could be and moving forward. See, that's what I've done. See, all that other shit don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck who's a good guy or bad. I'm just like that commanding officer. I'm looking at my next move. I could give a fuck less about that shit. Because that shit's going to be here no matter where you go. Unless you go to somewhere where Illuminati or capitalists or they haven't got there yet. Because once they get there, they're going to fuck everything up anyway. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on pause. I'll be back. And yeah, so that's the only way I can answer your question. It's not so much a good guy, bad guy. It's where she's going to be emotionally. It's also how you relate to her. Because sometimes nice guys just finish last. They can't respect the nice guy. But when they see you got your shit together, and you're not taking a whole lot of BS, then they respect you more. So that's why I said, you got different aspects of your personality: moon signs, sun signs, ascendant. So any sign that's going to be too loving and too nice, you may need to chill with that because she may not appreciate it. You got to find out what state of mind she's in first. Because I keep trying to tell you, and I hate to tell you this because it really hurts to even say this, but it's true. You could go on a date to pick a female up, and she treats you like shit, and you're pulling up in a nice car. You brought her some stuff. You're really looking forward to a nice date to make her smile, and she treats you like garbage. Some other dude could pull up, broken down piece of shit, tooping the horn. He don't even get out the fucking car and shit. And shit, she might be at the door. She might come out the door. He might say, "Hurry up, bitch," and she'll jump in the car and give that guy everything. If I told you how many times, if I had $1 for every time I seen shit like that, I'd be a millionaire. That's just real talk. So that's why it ain't really a good guy, bad guy. It's so much how you responding. Because that guy that's, oh, she hurt me and all that, probably because you were a loser. And I hate to tell you that. But there's a reason for everything. Just like this dude, I've been hitting this dude up because he's like a brother to me. I've been just attacking him on a regular because I know what he's getting ready to get into. See, you can't always be nice. Sometimes you just have to wait. What are they giving back? The Archangels taught me that. They said for over 40 years, all you did was give, give, give. You've never given back. Bad karma. They said it's give and receive. And then once I let the people know, a lot of people did respond favorably. But a lot of people had to be put in check. Because they kept on trying that same old slick stuff. So it's not good guy, bad guy. It's how you're going to handle the situation. So it's more like manning up. Being that strong lion or that brave lion. And you could talk to her, this and that. And that's why I said, believe me, if anybody listening, if you let a person know what's up, they'll shape up. A lot of times, like I said, I never had no problem with women when I was doing what I used to do. When I was just telling them like it is, this is what it was, this is what it's going to be. I had no problem. And I'm sorry they get mad at me and booing. That's because you're not listening. That's what your problem is. And you're probably the same one of those cheap-ass people that never gave nothing. You're too in the third dimension. You should be listening and learning. Because this is a person speaking from experience. Bottom line, whenever I let a person them know the bottom line, they never crossed it. It was when I came with that nice guy stuff, the Leo love, the poetry, trying to take them out to dinner. That's when I started getting dissed. And at my job, this is real. See, where I used to work at, where my twin worked at, these was all people from like the hood. the hood. These people are all in the hood. They over there with everything that's in the hood. They in the hood. So I was just being me. And this is most important. And it's funny because I'm trying to tell y'all something. When I tell y'all what this female's name is, it's really going to blow your mind. But it was one female there, you know, because like a lot of these females, they were young. Someone was just barely in college. So at the end of the day, they were little girls to me. So, you know, I had all kind of stuff going on. My blood pressure highs, and I didn't even know that at first. So I'm in certain type of moods and shit. Plus my twin is driving me crazy. It's just all kind of shit where I just feel miserable. And so I would always keep a tissue box. Because the company gave tissue boxes, but everybody would have one and use them or whatever. And so I had one tissue box, and I guess it was the last one around the area. And I didn't want to be bothered by nobody. So this female was coming up to me. And let me just tell you about this female. This female was not no coward. She used to stand up to the manager like all the time. Like she didn't like people. She felt it was disrespect because these people are coming from the hood. And she was not no coward. But at the same time, I get my moves when I ain't no coward either. Like when I get out, I don't care mood, I can be the same way. So I didn't want to be bothered. I felt like I got my tissues. I'm sitting in my little cubicle. I feel horrible. Nobody better bother me. I'm not in the mood for no dumb stuff. So she came up to me. She said, can I get some of them tissues? I said, yeah. I said, but only some of them. Because I was mad because somebody just robbed me. Because to me, if something's on my desk, don't touch it. And they was always coming by, see something on your test and take it. And I almost got in a couple of fights. I was like, don't ever touch nothing that's on my desk. I don't care who's it, but you can say this is a company box or whatever. If it's on my desk, you ask before you touch my desk. Because I was around a lot of hood cat. It's like I keep trying to tell people, but people don't understand because if you don't come from the hood moves a certain way. Like my hood now, you got all kind of people in here. So they've already done all kind of threw trees in my yard, threw baby diapers in my yard, throwing garbage all in front of my house, throwing their garbage in my garbage can and all that. So these people got to be pulled back like, yo, you could really get hurt doing something like that. But you also got to watch what you're saying because you don't know. Like if it's new people moving in that house, you don't know who you talking to. Them cats in that house might be gangbangers. You go knocking on their door talking about some shit to find out what happened. So you got to know how to move in the hood. Real talk. So that's basically what I said to her. Now she could have said to me, you ain't got to be rude. Like I was saying, they ain't even your tissue. They the company. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is she went and sat down. And I took some tissue. I took some tissue out for myself. I brought her a box. I said, "Here, you can have this box." I said, "Excuse me for what I just said." I said, "But somebody stole some stuff from me the other day. That's why I said that." She said, "No problem." She said, "I understand." But from then on, me and her was cool. Why? Because I laid the fucking law down. And me and her was cool. Like we got to be real cool. Some of them, I'm not advocating this shit. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry people can't listen and taking it the wrong way. But some of my best females became females I cussed the fuck out. Like they crossed that line and I cussed them the fuck out. And then we became best friends. Because you drew the line. All that nice guy shit don't work, nigga. Take it from a nigga that did that shit. Like I said. So don't talk about good guy, bad guy. Get stronger. That's your first step. Get stronger. So that way she sees something strong and she's gonna be attracted to that strong ones. She's not gonna be attracted to that guy looking at her with love puppy eyes and all that. Even my twin, whenever my twin would push my buttons and I would finally respond to her, she would always try to come back and try to like bring herself in line and shit. But I was so fed up with that whole shit with just people in general, I wasn't letting her in no type of way. So that's why I kind of feel sorry for my twin. I see why she bugged the fuck out on me. Because I know she probably inside of her own mind, she was trying to find a way, and I wasn't letting her in. And if y'all be listening to me, just like out here, it's always some broad coming by or hanging out by a window and shit. That's nothing new. Go back, how many years? Go back almost 30 years when I was in Twin Brook Apartments, and me and Jay used to rhyme in the living room, and all these females used to line up outside at the window. So it's nothing new for me to see no females out by your window and shit. This is the world we live in. Now, whether people believe it or not, I don't care. You understand what you think? I'm just out here lying and shit. So I don't care. But if you really going to get this, you got to get past all the foolishness. Because all that love story shit really don't work with Twin Flame. That's just to hype somebody throw out there to sell you a dream that you fall into. And then they get your money. So anybody out there who went to any of these people on YouTube and you got your twin because you listened to them, make a video so that the world can see that they really work. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't see a whole lot of people saying, hey, I went to this YouTube channel and now I'm with my twin. And if you just with them, I want two things. How long you been with them? And then second off, did you ever get any type of natal chart proof that that's your twin? Because it could be a soulmate. So first off, you got a man to freak up. Then it ain't going to be no good guy or bad guy. It's just like that movie with that commanding officer. He never said bad guy. He didn't give a fuck about no bombs dropping. He didn't care about none of that. All he knew, I'm going to make it through this like I made it through every other war. As soon as I get back to USA, to the States, I'm going to do this to get some money. That's what he was talking about. And when you see life that way, I'm not going to play no silly-ass games with nobody. I'm not going to let no female or nobody else play me in no more silly-ass games while I'm on this planet. And that's why, if you notice, on my channel, the Leo part of me been rawing. Because that's the universe, the new moon, the sun and the moon and Leo. And now the Leo is waking up. He's starting to raw again. So when you meet somebody, it's going to be from the door. When I dated the Kenyan, same thing. When I was a nice guy paying for shit, the Kenyan played me out like garbage. Purity trash. But one thing about the Kenyan, she was smart enough to realize when I was starting to pull away from her. And then she would double talk. I got to give you two examples. Like, it might be a longer video or whatever, but you need to hear this shit. And I'm getting ready to make this into a part one. Because last time I did a real long video, it ain't come out. So I ain't going to do that. But I'm going to say this before I cut this video off. Let me just tell you the wisdom of the Kenyan. First, she tried to play me out when I first met her. But when she saw I was getting ready to pull away from her, then she changed. Immediately, she said to me, you know, I know you've been paying for everything on the last couple of dates, but, you know, I could pay sometime too. See, she was smart enough to realize I'm about to lose this dude. A lot of females don't do that. They just be stupid until you finally get rid of their dumb ass. That's reality. Another time, and I see my Kenyan do that many times. She tried to play you out. She did that many times, but I'm only going to give you one more. We was in this mall walking around. So she was giving me the Dear John message. You know, we've been together for a while, and, you know, it's probably about time for you to move on and blah. And I was just listening to her because I just got used to her bullshit. And I already knew me and her wasn't going to be together. So I wasn't even tripping over that no more. So she said, you know, we need to move on, you know, because sometimes things don't work out with people. And, you know, me and you, we okay, but I just feel it's time for you to move on. So we was going to get our pictures taken for our passport because I was thinking of going to Kenya. So we walked in to the photo place, and it was this black woman, black female. But she was different. Like, she actually respected black men. So me and her hit it right off because at that same time I was watching Showtime at the Apollo, and it was a black female that came out and honored the black men through a poem. And you wasn't seeing that shit at that time period. So I was like, yeah. So that female gave me perfect eye contact. But whoever raised her or wherever she came from, she wasn't on that hate your own race. Because a lot of people be on that hate their own race. And some of the worst races are black people. And Richard Pryor used to say that as a joke, but he ain't lying. Some of the biggest races are black people, not white people. Black people hate themselves. So they hate you and shit. So she gave me eye contact. She gave me eye contact the whole time. She looked at me, and it was cool. It was just a good feeling. But I knew she was just an intelligent black woman. But also she was just doing her job. That's all it was. But see, my soulmate, that Kenyan, she caught on. And then as soon as we walked out that store, this is what she said. You know everything I just said? Forget it. I didn't mean it. So that's how she was. This is people. When I got in the car with a dude, because I was getting in his truck at a job, he said, let me tell you something. It's my truck. The radio station's going to stay on my station. And that's the way it is. I know we're going away out to New York. I know it's going to be a long ride. But if you don't like rock, I don't know what to tell you. Because this is the music I listen to. And that's what it's going to be. In other words, he was saying I couldn't touch the radio. Little that little punk know. I reached right in my little bag, pulled out my Walkman, and put the headphones on. When he saw that, he changed everything he just said. Wait a minute. No. We could share. Okay, we'll listen to your music sometime, and we'll listen to my music sometime. So you got to be the lion you're supposed to be. Don't be talking about the boogeyman. Don't be talking about good guy, bad guy. Set your agenda and step to it. And when you do that, your world will begin to revolve around you. And then when a female see that, she can respect you. That's why I said it's easy to keep crying about who hurt you and all that. I'm talking about anybody. Me, anybody. It's easy to cry, but maybe they hurt you for a reason. Maybe you need to be smacked. Maybe somebody going to smack you till you start smacking back. And see how your life goes. So there is no good guy, bad guy. It's you got to get up and make it happen. Whether it's with her, and if she ain't ready to do it with somebody else, I'm doing me. If my twin pop up, we still gotta talk. If she still ain't ready to talk, I don't know what to do, because what she's looking for is really impossible. I can't just love somebody I don't know. I can't just love somebody because they say they're the twin. We've never talked. That's what I told her in the beginning. And even after I told her, she kept on being a jerk. It's not like she came up to me and said, "You're right, we never did talk. Let's go out and let's talk. Or we could talk. We could talk after work with her." She never said nothing. She just came with all this bullshit. So that's what's up. So I got to make this into a part 2. We almost going into 2 hours. And then I'm gonna write these questions out, and then we're gonna ask some more questions. All right, this should be part 2. And again, some of the questions you're asking are directly can only be answered by you, because whatever personality you approach her with is a personality she's going to get back. With a many females, a nice guy who wants a real relationship, wants poetry or take her out to dinner, a lot of times a lot of females can't respond to that. So what I'm trying to tell you is the angels, they can set it up. The universe can set it up, but it's your approach that is like 90% of it. Because she's definitely going to respond to how you approach. And I already explained all of that earlier in this video. So there's no way I could ask the angels. Because a lot of times when people ask angel questions like that, and then something doesn't go down the way they thought, they blame the angels. But you have to see it too. You got to understand from the angels. Like I know a female, she was just a very confused person. And she had about 4, 5, 6 guys in her life. Now, how are the angels going to be able to successfully tell you which one is this and which one? It's too many. So you can keep asking questions to get clarity if you really want it. But it's only so much they could do. Because there's too many guys for them to know. Like, what? It's too much. Like, if it was 2 guys, they could kind of, but when it starts to get 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, how are they supposed to really be able to articulate that? Not saying they can't do it, but it would take a lot of keep asking clarity and all that. It's kind of a lot. So she's going to, that's what you have to realize. She's going to respond to you. So the best thing you can try to do is feel her out and just kind of see. And then know how to act accordingly. But the angels really can't tell you, because of what the angels know is this is the person that you're supposed to be with, and they're bringing it to your attention. And like I said, they will set it up. But how you go about it, it's totally up to you. And like I said, the more you work with the angels and the more you get used to that intuition and your extrasensory perceptive gifts, they may help you as well. All right, I'm going to put this on pause. I'll be back. Because I'm reading your questions, but I think the best question at this time is basically, give me 1 second, because I got a real good question. Please tell him something substantial concerning him and I just put her first initial, and they'll know who I'm talking about. I just don't want to say it on camera. Okay, because you're like, what you're doing with these questions, you're bobbing and weaving and hoping and ask them something specific, because all that other stuff is based on a lot of how you what type of guy she'll respond to, how you approach her, what moon is she in it that day. It's a whole lot of factors that got to be taken into play. So you just want, dear Archangels, please tell him something substantial regarding him and her. I'll be back with their answers. This thing is starting to get on my nerves, because I keep hitting play from pause and I keep going back to pause. Uriel came first card, and he's on the victory horse, and it's all orange. See, they're basically saying if you could connect with her, it's all prosperity. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action and bring it into fruition. And Ariel told you to do the same thing. So let me get them. I'm gonna write down exactly what they're telling you. Says Uriel, Aquarius. It is your life purpose to be with her and help others. And again, all that was brought out on the video. So that's why you have it. You have the information. Anybody listening, it's so important, especially because before I was doing longer videos, like when I was doing natal charts, some of those videos was getting up to 8 hours and stuff. But it's so important that you find time to listen. And if you know you want to go past me, then go past me. But it's like if I'm just talking about experiences or something. But it's so important that you listen and write that stuff down. Because if things don't happen or change, it's not because he talked through the video. No, it's because you didn't do anything about it. Like you don't blame me when you go to work. Like I don't think you've ever told your boss, oh, I was late because this guy on YouTube. So don't blame me. Like it's still your video. Find time to listen to it, take notes, and to start to make goals. Because like I said, this is very real. Like I know mine is very real. That's why I don't really worry about where my twin is, why my twin, or what's going on. I feel her every day. And like I said, when I used to see that other female, it was just like my twin. It was unbelievable. Like, and the power is just too powerful. So it's not like I'm stressing over that. So you have to realize they're saying it's your life purpose, but again, you still have to bring it into fruition. You have to believe it. But then again, just because you believe it doesn't mean she's going to just fall hook and sinker. So you got to figure out a way to do it. And that's why you can ask the archangels, pray, meditate, whatever it is that you would do. Second card, creative writing. Gabriel says, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. First time Gabriel has shown up. He also represents the moon or the family sign Cancer. And they also believe like you could write down your dreams or write down, be a writer. But they also believe that you could actually write things down and they become a reality. I forget what they call that. And he also has a lot of orange. So you have a lot of prosperity. Next card is relationship harmony. Raguo, which is Sagittarius. Like I told you, this is when a relationship stabilizes. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So you said you wanted something substantial, or basically that's what you were. You were just asking around and around, but you had to be substantial, and they just gave it to you. They're helping you get your situation together with her. Writing about it will help bring it into fruition, and it is your life purpose to be with her. Like I said, I don't know what to tell you guys, but to me, I'd rather a person know. Cause see, I don't want to look back. See, my best moment with my twin, and there was some nice moments, just eye contact and stuff. But my best moment with her was when I finally just poured out how I felt, and she couldn't deal with it. And that was my point. That's my point. This has been my life on this fucking fucked up planet. Nothing but pure love and assholes destroying it. So why would I keep opening up myself to assholes? That's why I'm tough. That's why I'm rugged. That's why I'm not backing down. Because you have people like my father predicted, and they did it. They'll send me to an early grave, and then they'll cry at the funeral. And that's exactly what happened. And then I got a poor brother-in-law that thought I was wrong until his ass went into the crazy house. And now he's saying, you're right, Gary. Gary, everything you said, you're right. Yeah, so don't wait till you go into the crazy house. Or don't wait till you beat somebody within an inch of their life and you're going to jail. So anybody that really had a heart, they wouldn't say, oh, he's crazy. I can't work with him. He's crazy. They'd be like, wow, he's hurt. That's the type of person you want to be with, somebody that understands. Not somebody that all they're doing is causing drama for no apparent reason. Never held a conversation with you once, but it's talking shit about you and got all these people that are now not, that were your friends, they're no longer your friends because this person's lying on you. And they're not mature enough to take responsibility for their actions. Like, really? You understand? So sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you got to tell the universe, tell God, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Why don't you come down here and take an ass whipping? And then he says, well, I did Jesus. Because these are the conversations I have with God. Why don't you come down here? Or let me come up there. But that's when you become free. And then you become like that commanding officer. Go ahead and drop a fucking bomb. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to carry out my assignments. Fuck you. Now, a woman sees that. She wants it. Now you ain't going to have no little boy problem. I brought her some roses. And she threw them in the ground. She just laughed at me like I was a sucker. Because that's the wimpy lover. That's the wimpy lover. See, he's looking for love. He ain't going to find it. It's the person that says, fuck you, fuck you. Now all of a sudden, that's a thug. Now, oh, wow, ladies coming out the woodwork. So if you didn't hear anything else I said in this video, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And that's what I was trying to tell you when I kept calling you Leo in the last video. Let the lion raw. Let the lion raw. Stop asking anybody any other questions about your love life. Make those moves and see what happens. So that was my best day with her, to let her feel it and see it. And let that go through her brain. And I know that rung through her brain. And because even when I would be getting card readings for myself, the angels would let me know that she was still, she couldn't get to sleep for a while. She was having trouble sleeping. Because like I said, that shit gonna burn her like ether. But when you're mature, you can deal with it. But when you're immature, you're gonna keep on pushing it away. And as long as she's in that immature state, she can't do a damn thing for me. It's only when she becomes mature and can make some sense that she's gonna mean anything to me. Substantial. Because I'm not carrying that weight no more while I'm on this planet. That's too much of a weight to carry, and then they don't appreciate it anyway. And they undermine you at every point. And that's what my other friend found out. That's why he finally gave up on that shit, and now he's trying to get with his soulmate. He's not with his twin, he's with his soulmate. Because he got sick of being undermined and not supported and undermined. And if she didn't undermine, then her mother undermined. So this is the shit that goes on all the time. So you have to deal with reality is what I'm trying to tell you. It can't just be about, oh, you know, I had a dream, or, oh, it can't be about, it has to be substantial sometimes. In the hood, they used to say, what's really good? What's good? What's really good? In other words, don't give me no bullshit. What's up? What's really good? What's really going on? So that's why Sagittarius said, Raguel said he will help you with your relationship. So that's what's substantial. So that answers all your other questions about could you be lovers and could you be friends and not lovers and all that other stuff. From their viewpoint, they're always going to tell you. And as I say, because you're asking about if you and her don't get together, well, yeah, that's why I explained a lot of stuff in this video. And again, the gentleman right now is with his soulmate, and they seem to be doing very well. So it is what it is. Like I said, let me tell you the ideal situation. What could have happened. It may still happen. See, I told my twin the truth, and she knows the truth no matter how much she lied to everybody else. She knows the truth. So either that would move her to look into it or not. Because the truth of the matter is, she just wanted the guy maybe sweep her off her feet. But even so, twin flames still go into separation. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I didn't know nothing about twin flames, but I knew the bullshit on this planet. And I knew I wasn't in no emotional condition to deal with no female. I was about my business. I was sick of that stupid shit. I was about income, not outgo. At that particular point in my life. So I was never going to be the person she wanted me to be. And that only reinforced all the hell she put me through. That only reinforced that I would never, like I said, never. So if I meet somebody, it would be totally different. And it's also, what are they giving back? And I won't be afraid to say it. And if they don't like it, what do I got to lose? It's like you're not really bringing nothing to the table. You just use and then you're going to be out. You can walk out anytime you want to, whether you're right or wrong. So I'm meeting somebody, what are you bringing back? This is what I'm bringing, what are you bringing? And if they can't answer that question, why would I want to talk to them? So I'm not really on that level no more. Like an indigo or a crystal child or a sensitive child, they need to see like a lot of love in you, a lot of love in your eyes, a lot of love in your voice and shit. But I grew the fuck up. Like, I mean, I'm a loving person. I'm just not stupid no more. And I'm glad. And like I keep trying to tell you, my friend who's with his soulmate, he had to find that out too to a certain degree. I hope he's finding it out and he don't make the same mistake. Because it's not a female he ever really gave that loyalty to that ever really respected it. And that's why he's been looking and looking and looking. And now he met a female that's she's like an old soul. So she's a little bit more mature. So it's a transition. It's up to you whether you want to invest more into it. But that's totally up to you. But yeah, your life will go on. Anybody out there listening, life will go on. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I could go out right now and be with somebody if I wanted to. Having a female was never the issue. That's never been the problem. I just grew up because it never amounted to anything. And I've been here long enough to know. It's like you might meet somebody nice, but then she might be divorced. So then, if you believe Christianity, well, then I still can't marry you because you've been divorced and God still views you as married. If you believe Christianity, that's how it is. Or you can say, well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because I don't want to be lonely. God will forgive me. Whatever you want to do. And then you'll always have a person that tells you, oh, we're divorced, we don't even talk. But then all of a sudden you find out this guy's still in the picture and shit. So that might be a problem. So that's why I say you got to learn how to toughen up and just take it one day at a time. And I just learned you got to really understand because you think I'm an honorable man, but that's why they're going to play you out. Because they're not playing with honor. That's where you get yourself fucked up. Like I said, I came way out of town to see this female one time years ago. I can't tell you how far that location was from where I lived. I went way out of town to see her. As soon as we get ready to go inside of her apartment, we're still outside. We gotta go up this high building. But she says to me, "When you get in my apartment, there's gonna be a guy in there. So just watch what you say." He used to be my boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend now, but he may still be a little jealous. So just watch what you say. So I'm already being set up, and I get up in there. There's this big ass. He's like a big ass dude from the military and shit. Used to be in the military, big ass dude. So this is the type of shit you have to deal with. Silly shit. You knew I'm coming through. Can't you tell that nigga don't be over there when I come through? So you already show. That's what. Cause like I talked about that situation recently, and I didn't really say why I stopped fucking with her. But it was a lot of reasons. It was always call her up as other dudes, and then she'd be on the phone 3-way, and she get your phone and talk to you real disrespectful, and keep talking to the other guy. Then when she get off the phone with the other guy, she start trying to talk to you differently and shit. Like she just was doing shit that was just trifling to me and shit. Then the cat is going all through the house, dropping doodle all over the house and shit. I like, nah, this ain't for me. So this is the shit you got to deal with on a regular. And you're going to deal with it until you get smarter. Like I'm not that, I used to like give anybody a chance, not no more. It's certain people. And then, even then, they got to be a certain, I don't care. And if they feel a certain way about me, the way I feel, well, good. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to like me. But it's funny because when you really act like that, they want to stay around. But when you act the other way, that's when they be playing you out. That a lovey-dovey shit, that's when they play you out. But when they really know you could give a fuck whether they stay or leave, then they don't act that way. So it ain't about good guy, bad guy. It's about manning up. Letting that lion energy stop worrying about it. Start setting some real goals and working through. And if you want to invest in Twin Flame, then go right ahead. But if you start to do it and you realize, wow, this shit is way tougher than I could imagine, you still have a right to say, nah, this isn't for me. It's powerful. Very powerful. So it's 1111 is powerful. It's very powerful. But that doesn't necessarily mean. Because if it was, you would have some substantial. Not weird shit. See, in my case, everything my twin did, everything I said that she did, they said we never saw that happen. And we don't know if she is looking at you or not. But even if she was looking at you, what does that matter? But we never saw her follow you. So everything she did, literally, everybody else said, no, that ain't happened. So I wasn't going to win. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't going to win nothing. But it was just the fact that most people said, how come she's the only female complaining? Like when I got fired and I complained and made a complaint to the powers that be, when they investigated, that was the biggest thing. Okay, nobody ever met with him to talk to him about what happened. And when he tried to talk, the boss said, I don't want to talk about that. You're fired. Okay, so nobody ever heard his side of the story. So this is what the powers that be are saying. Now, first off, if this guy's an ordained minister and he's been single by choice, why would he be following some female or making some female feel uncomfortable? If he's a minister and he deals with tons of people and none of those people are complaining, just this one person that he says was stalking him. And a lot of people know how many ministers have been taken out by floozies, groupie floozies. So nobody with power believed her story. It was just people in the job that knew her that went with that shit. But nobody outside of the job, because sometimes you got to go out of a situation to get to the truth. And then when they went into investigation, for whatever reason, they said, we found no knowledge that he did anything wrong. Because at least you could have given the man a chance to speak. If you're going to fire him, find out what happened. Because maybe he responded because of a situation. Maybe the other person should be she's the one not in her seat. She's the one following me. She's the one taking 20-minute breaks and she only worked for like 2. How does somebody who only works 2.5 hours when it's scheduled for 3? How does she get away with all this shit? But when the devil's got somebody out on your ass, that's what happens. So sometimes you just give it to God and stop worrying about it and then watch God come by. And like I said, I'm a corporation. I see the bottom line. Bills got to be paid. All that other shit, that's for kids. Worrying about this and that and what if this and that. Once you see something that's not substantial or something, you have to make a decision like a man. And that's why I said I got a friend of mine that been there. Because he was going back and forth. Break up, make up. This is typical twin flame stuff. Break up, make up. Break up, make up. Trying his best to fit in. It never really worked out. So he finally left it alone again. And now he met somebody else that's going pretty good so far. So those are the best answers I could give you on that. And I'm going to read this and then I'm going to answer it. Because it's just, what is the key to finding peace, happiness, health, and abundance? You find that within yourself. If you work with these angels like I do, if you work with spirit like I do, everything you just said, peace, this is peace for me. Spirit says take one day at a time. That's peace for me. I no longer get up worrying about every fucking thing. I get up and if that day is taken care of, I thank God. Be very thankful. The archangels are going to tell you to always express gratitude and be very thankful. Happiness, okay, once again, being thankful. Nobody's chasing me. I'm happy. My bills are paid. I'm happy. Nobody can bring accusations against me. I'm happy. Anything that's wrong with me is healing. I'm happy. God is good. I'm happy. See, I tell you what an old Christian lady told me. Because I used to, quote, keep it real, quote. And I said, listen, I'm not going to be up here screaming and yelling and clapping my hands because right now my life is effed up. I'm going to keep it real. So she looked at me. She said, as long as you think like that, your life going to stay effed up. She said, you got to make yourself happy. She said, you got to wake up and jump out your bed happy. You got to set goals to make you happy. She said, you ain't never going to be happy if you waiting for life for somebody to make you happy. Our life ain't nothing like that. You have to make yourself happy. You got to learn how to trust in the Lord to be happy, be joyful. And she's right. So that's how you get your happiness. Play your favorite music. Find stuff to make you feel good. Stop worrying about stuff you can't change, like whether somebody like you or whether they don't like you, or all the crazy stuff you hear out here on YouTube. Oh, I'm on my twin's Facebook page, and he's writing other other females. Why isn't he writing me? He never mentions me and shit. Well, then you should take the hint. You should take the hint. Come up with a different approach. And I told one female, get on with your life. I said, I bet you when you get on. I told two females. I said, I bet you when you get on with your life, I bet you your twin show up. And that's what happened. As soon as they got ready to get on with their life, twin showed up. That's how mine was. So it's the world you live in. Sometimes having a heart-to-heart with your twin when they finally want to listen, that might be a breakthrough. But then again, it might not be. Now, you said health and abundance. Well, according to the angels, well, Raphael said take care of yourself. So that's up to you, because Raphael showed up a whole bunch of times. So either you or your twin have health things you need to be more concerned with. So again, just like you make yourself happy, you make yourself healthy. And a lot of this stuff you can research on YouTube or go to a search engine, and you'll have information on how to eat properly and what to do if you're not already doing it. So again, that's up to you. That don't have nothing to do with the world. That's up to you. Abundance. Well, they already said you're going to have abundance. And see, I have a spiritual course that I've been blessed. And I pray that God continues to bless. But if not, then I just do what I do. Because I work my whole life, so I'm not afraid of work. And the more I heal, the more I'll be in a better position to work. So, but God has definitely blessed me. So they showed a lot of abundance with you working with her. So I can't tell people what to do, but sometimes I'd rather just tell somebody. But make sure you tell them where to go. YouTube to learn more. If you have anything, you can show them if they're willing to take it. Make sure they have your phone number. Let them know they can call whenever they want to. Like, you're giving this person the options to do it the way the universe has told them to. But like my twin was like, no, I ain't going to do none of that. Or, I'll do that based on this condition or based on that condition. Because she was, at that point in her life, she would just rather play games. And I'm a grown adult. I don't regret none of that shit. Because it was nothing substantial. Just crazy shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, my twin, in her own way, she had her way of trying to connect. And especially in the early days, I really shut her down. So I give her credit because she really did try to connect in her own way. But just to be real with you, this female that I keep telling you all about, that's in my neighborhood, she's way more realer than my twin. Like, way more real. She's done nothing but show me she want to connect. In so many different ways. So you just know. Like, some females just know sometimes what guy is real and what guy ain't. Some girls do know. They use their intuition. You could just feel it in your gut belly. Not saying my twin was bad, but she was just way too immature at that time. And everything she did was destructive. Not saying this one is any better, but I'm just telling you, just being me, being very intuitive. And you got to remember, I'm from the freaking streets. We know how to survive. That's why when I see my twin looking at me, I was like, you can't trust the big butt and the smile. That's a street thing. Like, she ain't talking. Something said, man, she's running game on you. How come this broad is never talking? And then when you say something to her, she only gives you 2 words. And I said, I know she speak perfect English, so why she acting like she don't speak? It's something wrong with this broad. And I don't got time for this bullshit. And that's how it was. But she kept coming anyway. And you see what happened? And the only reason why I got fired because I let her in. And she took whatever I said to her and flipped it. And I got fired. If I had never let her in, because I'm still not with her. If I had never let her in, I would have never got fired. Which, don't get me wrong, things got better for me after I got fired. Because you get fired so that you can do your spiritual work. God has everything worked out. But I'm just living and learning. But whereas I would trust this one way more, and you can't really trust nobody till you get to know them, but I would trust this one way more. But I never wanted, and I just had a bad feeling about my twin. And usually when you're in a relationship and your twin does you dirty, in a new life, you still remember. You can't remember everything, but you'll be running from your twin. Because I saw one natal chart, and it was obviously that guy, the woman that hurt him bad, he couldn't even talk to her in his life. And you could see it on his chart, just running from her. So that should answer your questions. And again, your vibrational frequency is what you think about. Start setting some goals, working to your goals. I would strongly advise you to let the archangels in your life. Get your own angel card deck. This is what I did. I looked at every card, started talking to them because I knew they could hear. Started talking to them, getting to know them, know their names and stuff like that. Because they're going to make it happen. But life is going to be what you make it. Like I said, I could go out right now and get somebody's phone number if I wanted to. Depending on where I go or who I'm talking to, I could go out right now and be hanging out with some female all night. That's nothing new. Like I tell y'all niggas, I left the game. The game did not leave me. Believe me, I'm not a sucking, loving, all that, but I wanted to become a man. This shit out here on this planet is animalistic. That's why the more you try to talk to an individual, the more you got to go earthly. You can't be spiritual because they ain't trying to hear that. You got to be talking about shit that they want to know. Travel, dancing, sex, all this. Nothing about, you ain't going to meet nobody. And you say, hey, you know what? Friday coming up. What you want to do Friday night? Oh, well, I've always wanted to study the book of Jude. Do you think we could go somewhere nice and quiet and study the book? Has anybody out there had a female ever say that? I don't think so. So you got to know where you really at and be realistic. But all that happiness is inside of you. And again, that's why you got to be careful who you let in your life, because they're either going to bring you happiness or ruin it. And that's really what's up. So my ministry is just to tell the truth. My ministry is not to milk you. That's not what I do. My ministry is not to sell you a pipe dream. That usually don't happen. But if I can get you thinking that you better your life, then I've done my ministry. That's why I'm out here. So that's all I can say. If anybody else has any services out here, want any services, you can check out the description box. Right now, everything is on 30% off, just about everything. Let me know. You can contact me, and I can send you the list, the price list. Something else I want to say. Oh, yeah, and like I said, so that's how you can either donate, because you're on the channel benefiting from it, so give something back, or you can get a service. And at this time, at the service, it's 30% off. Therefore, you save money. You definitely need your natal chart. Your natal chart tells you everything. I love my natal chart. It tells you everything. Your family, all kind of stuff. Career, life, twin flame, soulmates on there. That's how this guy knew that woman was a soulmate. He told me what house to check out, and I did, and everything checked out. Because she's on his thing. You definitely need it. So stop playing games. So I just hope that this advice help somebody. Now again, like I said, I got nothing but the purest, utmost love for my twin. Now, was I mad at her? Hell yeah. Was I frustrated with her? Hell yeah. Was I disappointed? Hell yeah. Was I hurt? Definitely. Do I want ill will? No. But there's been a whole lot of information pointed that way. So I'm always going to tell the truth. Let's hope nothing happens to her. But she did spit out a lot of bad karma. And like, you can't be lying on people and get people fired from their jobs and shit. That's livelihood. So if the young lady ever steps up and wants to talk, maybe we could talk. But she, I can't help her because there's nothing else I could do. Whatever she was looking for, I wasn't that person. And even if I could go back, I still wouldn't be that person. I'm a lion. I'm a Leo. We're truthful. We're honest. We're loyal. I'm not going to fake my fucking emotions. That's the most important thing to you is your heart. Because I'm going to tell you all this bullshit. Like he talking about good guys, bad guys. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Really? Who gives a fuck? Be like that commander. Do you? Why are you worrying about good and evil? Seriously. What's that? How's that going to help you or hurt you? Tell me, seriously. Seriously, I'm standing right here. Tell me. How the fuck is that going to help you? God's going to do what God's going to do. The devil's going to do what he's going to do. But you're here too. You have every right to be here. Nobody's more important than me. Nobody's less important than me. We're all one. What the fuck does that got to do with anything? Yep, if the devil's coming for you just like they was dropping bombs on that commanding officer, you're damn right. That's his job. He's coming to get you, the bad guy. Oh, the bad guy. Superman, help me. Oh, Superman. Lex Luthor's coming. Oh, Mr. Bill. Fuck him. What does that have to do with anything? Fuck him. That's what he does. God is God. The more you learn God, God is God, and God likes a fighter. Because God's going to smack the shit out of you repeatedly. Till you finally start to like it. And you try to smack back. Now you're where he wants you to be. And if you studied your Bible, which most people don't, you will see he did that with Moses. He beat the shit out of Moses. I told everybody to listen to those 2 dramas Very few people did. But you see him pushing Moses to his limit. Till Moses finally started telling him, listen, you said you were bringing us into a land of milk and honey. You have not brought us into a land of milk and honey. And then God said, your people are complaining. Tomorrow I'm going to feed them. Moses said, feed them with what? Do you think I'm going to kill all these horses to feed these people? Another time Moses said to God, listen, I'm not these people's mother. I didn't give birth to these people. So if Moses got fed up, but God, that's how you become strong. God is going to push you to. That's why I like the journey. It hurts. It's painful. Why do all these people hate me? What I do to any of these people? And they all fucking hate me. I go into a situation, I'm trying to help them, and they're fucking trying to kill me. Why? Stand in the line, mind my own business, start fucking with me? What the fuck did I do for you? This fucking, you talk about a racist, and this was a black guy. All I did was walk in a fucking restaurant. I'm waiting in line. As soon as I see all it, because it was like all white people. Because I went to this department store that's like in a white area. So it was like all white people in a thing, in a line. So he's just staring at me, and I'm just standing there trying to look at the menu, and he's just staring at me with hate, like purity hate. I've never seen this guy before in my life. Nowhere in my township. I don't know this guy. Hate, and this is the second time. Last time it was a white guy that did it. Now it's a black guy. That's why I'm very careful where I go to get food now and shit. Because too many times this shit was happening. And you gotta realize I have health problems. A lot of those times I was diabetic. I could have died by this person being an asshole. So when I saw how wicked this fucking planet is, I changed everything. But God's been backing me up. See, God's not the problem. Some people think God is a problem. God is trying to get you to where you need to be. But if you're scared and won't ask no questions and stuff like that, you're scared. Even the Grox One tried to tell you the same thing I told you. But people are scared. So they just go, oh, God is good. But deep down inside, they're saying, man, this shit's fucked up. But they won't tell him. And you ain't going to see no changes into your life. You start, why you let my daddy beat you, but beat me? Why you let me get him molested? When you start telling God and talking to God, then you're going to start hearing God's voice. But as long as you want some fake shit, you're going to get back. He's going to always be what you give him. You give him fake shit, he's going to give you fake shit back. And God builds spiritual men. Now, I might not be a worldly man. A worldly woman might look at me and I might look like a wimp to her until she sees my other side. But I'm a spiritual man. And that's what God builds. And that's how you have your joy and happiness. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to worry about everything going on in the world. It's not your responsibility. Like last night, I did what I could do. I was giving out money, and as I was giving out money, somebody helped out. Then I was able to give out more money. This is how God works. A lot of times I'll be broke, so I just start praising God, and then money comes. If you know how many times that happened, like I said, if I had a dollar bill for every time that happened, I'd be rich. You got to learn how to think spiritually if you really want answers to your questions. Has nothing to do with good guy, bad, none of that shit. God is good, but God is going to do what God's going to do. You have to get used to that. God may throw you in a pit full of lions. That may be his will. Look, he destroyed the book of Job. He put a hit out on Job. Hey, Satan, come here. What do you think about Job? Job said, yeah, he seems like he's righteous, but he's only righteous because you're protecting him. But if you take that protection away, I bet you I can make him curse you. God said, go for it. So you might be in for a fight for your fucking life. So don't be a bitch. Learn how to fight. Best advice I can give anybody listening, don't be a bitch. You're in a rough planet. It's a rough world. And I know you're talking about love and all that other stuff. There's a time and place for everything. But have your priorities straight. God comes first. And when God comes first, then other things will roll around. Other things will come your way. Like I keep trying to tell you, I see everything that goes on. I'm driving. I see two women drive on bikes. And I don't know why they're on bikes. It's not that time of year for bikes. I mind my own business. They're in a weird part of our township. And they're two females on bikes. I don't think nothing of it. Days later, a week later, whatever it was, I go into this gas station. The guy is in the office or whatever you want to call it. Let's just say the shop. He's in the shop, and there's two females in there. But I don't know what's going on. So he comes out, and I'm thinking he's going to be in a bad mood because I interrupted him. Because you know lazy people don't want to work anyway. So I'm already ready for it. This guy to be in a bad mood. I'm not looking to respond, but I'm already ready for it in case he says something to make sure I check myself that I don't say nothing back. Because otherwise it could escalate. That's how it is out here in Jersey. So then when them two girls come out that he was talking to, they got on bikes. I said, man, that's them same two females. That's why they're out here, because they be coming to this gas station. Because it's really at an isolated spot. There's no reason for no bikes to be in that particular area. But they're coming to see him. So I'm already seeing a message that's being given to me. So he seemed really cool. And I ain't saying nothing to him the first time, but he seemed really cool. So the second time I came there, I seen him. And I asked him where was he from. And I told him, you know, you different and stuff. So what I'm trying to tell you, these are all angelic connections. These are all messages, but they're all subconscious messages. Because when Esau saw his brother again, Jacob, when Jacob saw Esau, Jacob thought that Esau was going to kill him, his twin brother. Oh, he said he's going to kill me and blah, blah, blah. But not only did Esau, Jacob fought an angel, like I'm trying to tell you. Until you learn how to fight with that angel of the Lord, until you learn how to fight with God, you're going to keep coming to the same conclusions. So Jacob not only fought the angel, he beat the angel. That's what I'm telling you. Fuck good and evil. And this has nothing. Good and evil is a fucking matrix. That's weak, beggarly shit. Life can be what you make it. It's people making millions of dollars every day. It's people happy every day. It's people on boats and all kind of crazy shit you can only imagine every day because they're not caught up in this matrix of good and evil and all that. They came out of it. So that's another what ascension means. You make it happen. Otherwise, it's going to make you. So the angel gets defeated. What did that mean? That he was able to beat an angel. It means he was becoming God of his own reality. And the only reason why he became a fighter was God made him work for this man for many years. And all that man did was lie to him and take advantage of him. So somebody will push you, till you finally say, fuck that. Then you start pushing back. That's when you really become a man. And that's what a woman wants. So you can't really be mad at her because she hurt your feelings because you were so nice. Because she's pushing you to become what the universe needs you to be. So now Jacob got finished whipping an angel, beat an angel, and now he's going to see his brother, his twin brother, that said, I'm going to kill you. So by the time he sees his twin brother is happy to see him, doesn't want to kill him, doesn't want to take the gifts that Jacob gave him because he's so rich he doesn't need them, and he's just happy to see his brother. So again, if your twin is doing their job, that'll happen too. When they see you again, they'll be kind of happy. So it might be a brand new chapter. So that's what you got to focus on. Work with your angels. Learn how to grow in the Lord. I got another channel called the Spiritual Channel. That's my jewel. But everybody doesn't get it. I have a video called Walk in the Spirit. I have a video called How to Ascend. This is where people need to be. Because that's what God's dealing with. Because all this being in third dimensional and thinking somebody on YouTube is going to help you and all that. You show me the people that have been, I want substantial evidence. I'm not talking about feelings. Because you can go anywhere and somebody make you feel better. That don't got shit to do with what I'm talking. I'm not talking about feelings. You show me something substantial. I went to this YouTube channel and I did whatever, and substantially me and my twin are together. And then what proof? Because that's going to be my next question. Because it could be a soulmate. What proof? See, some people don't even care what a twin soul is. They just want to be happy. So it might be a soulmate, but they're still going to go twin. So people are phony and fake. So that's why I said I'm not with the phony and fake shit. You got to deal with what's substantial and what's real. Now, if you want to fake it, that's totally up to you. You have a right to do that. Anybody can fake it, but just don't come nowhere near me with the fake shit because I'm going to challenge it. And I'm always going to challenge it. That's what Leos do. That's what Lions do. Because it does matter. Because what if you're with your soulmate and you're telling the whole world it's your twin? What happens if your twin was to pop up? Now what? So you should know what you're talking about. But you got people that don't care. They could care less about God. They could care less about twin flame. They just want to be happy. And if they find anybody to make them happy, bam, that's my twin. Because they could give a fuck less about. And that's why I am as mean as I am in that area. Because I hate phonies and fakes. And you should care because it's your divine purpose. It's your divine purpose. That's why you should care. So when you start telling the universe what you will take and what you won't take, you're gonna have a problem with me because I don't want to work with you. Because I would never disrespect the universe like that. How can you tell the universe, oh, just tell me, all I want to know about is my third house and my fifth house. I just want to hear the good news. Anything that might be bad, I don't want to hear it. Well, who are you to tell the universe? So that person I may not work with, or maybe not. That's how if that's all you want from me, I can't do it. So again, it's the man up. If you're really going to walk in the universe, I gave you a lot of information, gave you a lot of references, gave you even another channel you can go to with plenty of resources. It's up to you. And again, you might go out and your life might get better for whatever reason. And you say, listen, I'm happy. My life got better. That's all I was worrying about. And that's good. I'm happy for you. But I was just trying to tell you in this email how the twin flame journey can be very difficult. But the reason why it's so difficult, because if you're really letting it affect you, it is changing you. And like it's making you like a better person. Like I'm seeing life differently in a lot of different ways. So That's the glory of it. So again, I can thank my twin for being an a-hole, and I can thank my twin for putting me through the hell she put me through, because in some ways it made me stronger and better. And like I said, all she did was confirm to me, wow, never, ever, ever, as long as I'm in this life, I'll never, ever, ever give any other person the opportunities that I used to give, because they don't appreciate it, and it always comes back. But that doesn't mean I won't meet somebody and be happy. It just means I'm not going to be. Like I said, me and Angel, if I forgot to tell you what her name was with those tissues, her name was Angel. But me and Angel actually became friends, like literally friends, because I laid down the law and she respected that. But if I had been on nicey way, she would have just said, oh, he's like all the other guys. He's only being nice because he's trying to fuck me. And then she wouldn't have been nice to me. But because I let her know, look, I could give a fuck less about you. I don't feel like being bothered, and blah, blah, blah. Then she's like, oh, he's a real nigga. I like him. So, hope that resonated with anyone or someone out there. God bless.